Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.
Most Christians don't know this about Holy Week. The truth will shock you. Close your eyes for just one moment. Imagine the sky turning dark. Imagine 3 crosses on a hill. Imagine a man, bleeding, broken, barely breathing, hanging between heaven and earth. Now imagine that man chose every single second of that pain. Not because he had to, because he loved you. Most people have heard about Holy Week. Most people have sat in church, sung the songs, and gone home unchanged. But what actually happened during those 7 days? The truth is deeper than you think. Holy Week is not a tradition invented by the church. It is not a religious calendar event that comes and goes like any other holiday. Holy Week is a journey. A real journey. Taken by a real man, in a real city, with real blood and real tears. It begins with cheering crowds and palm branches waving in the wind. It ends with an empty tomb and a world that will never, not ever, be the same again. And right in the middle of it all, is you. Because this story was always about you. It is Sunday morning. The road into Jerusalem is packed. People are pushing forward, straining their necks, trying to see. Children are sitting on their fathers' shoulders. Women are weeping with joy. Old men who waited their whole lives for this moment are finally seeing it with their own eyes. And then he comes. Not on a white war horse. Not in golden armor. Not with an army behind him. He comes on a donkey. The crowd roars. Palm branches fill the air. Hosanna, they shout. Save us. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. But here is what nobody in that crowd understood yet. The same voices shouting Hosanna today would be shouting something far darker by Friday. Human loyalty is fragile. We must choose Christ, not just on the good days, but every single day. It is now Monday. Jesus walks into the temple, the holiest place in all of Jerusalem. It is supposed to be a house of prayer, a place where broken people come to meet a holy God. But what he finds stops him cold. Money changers are shouting over each other. Merchants are selling animals at dishonest prices. The sacred space has been turned into a marketplace. A circus. A place of profit dressed up in the clothes of worship. And Jesus, gentle Jesus, servant Jesus, flips the tables. He drives them out. Because God will not share his house with corruption. And here is the part that should make you pause. The temple he was most concerned about was not made of stone. It was made of flesh. It was your heart. It is my heart. He was not just cleaning a building. He was showing us what it looks like when God refuses to leave sin undisturbed. What tables need flipping in your life today? Tuesday comes quietly. But the words Jesus speaks on this day are anything but quiet. He sits with his disciples on the Mount of Olives. The city of Jerusalem stretches out below them, golden in the afternoon light. And he begins to speak about the end. About judgment. About a day that is coming when every hidden thing will be brought into the light. He tells them about 10 virgins, 5 who were ready, 5 who were not. He tells them about a master who gave his servants talents and expected them to be used. He tells them plainly, you do not know the day or the hour. Life is not forever. Every breath is borrowed. Every day is a gift. Tuesday reminds us to stop living like we have unlimited time, because we do not. Are you ready? Wednesday is the day that history almost skips over. There are no miracles recorded. No great sermons. No crowds. Just silence. And somewhere in that silence, a deal is being made. Judas Iscariot, one of the 12. One of the men who sat at the same table as Jesus. One of the men who watched the blind receive their sight and the dead walk out of tombs. This man walks into a room with the chief priests. He asks them one question. What will you give me if I hand him over to you? 30 pieces of silver. That was the price they put on the Son of God. And Judas said yes. This is what sin does. It does not start with one enormous betrayal. It starts with small compromises. Small yeses to wrong things. Small silences when you should have spoken. Wednesday is a warning. Guard your heart. Because betrayal never announces itself. It sneaks in quietly, wearing the face of someone you trust. Thursday evening. The upper room. The table is set. Jesus knows exactly what is about to happen. He knows about the arrest. He knows about the beatings. He knows about the cross waiting for him tomorrow. And what does he do with his last 3 hours? He kneels on the floor. He takes a basin of water, and he begins to wash his disciples' feet, one by one, including the feet of the man who would betray him before sunrise. Peter pulls back. "Lord, you will never wash my feet." And Jesus looks up at him. "If I do not wash you, you have no part with me." This is love without limit. This is a king who refuses to act like a king. This is God on his knees, serving the very people who will abandon him in a few hours. Then he takes the bread. He breaks it. "This is my body, given for you." He takes the cup. "This is my blood, poured out for you." He was not speaking in poetry. He was not using symbols to make a nice speech. He was giving them, giving us, himself. Completely. Permanently. The Holy Eucharist is not a memory of Christ. It is Christ. Present. Real. Waiting for you every single time you come to the table. Friday. The word hits different when you know the whole story. By the time the sun rises, Jesus has already been arrested, dragged through illegal trials, beaten beyond recognition, and handed to a Roman governor who admits 3 separate times, "I find no fault in this man." And still, the crowd screams for his death. He carries the cross through the streets of Jerusalem. His back is torn open. His legs are weak. He falls. He gets up. He falls again. He gets up again. They nail his hands. They nail his feet. They lift the cross. And at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, with the sky turning black and the earth shaking beneath, he bows his head and says, "It is finished."
Into your hands
Not, "I am finished." It is finished.
Surely this man
The debt,
was the Son of
the
God.
curse, the separation between you and God. All of it, finished. The cross is not a tragedy. The cross is the most powerful act of love in human history. He was not defeated on Friday. He was volunteering. Every nail was a choice. Every drop of blood was intentional. He did not die because they killed him. He died because he loved you, and nothing was going to stop him from reaching you. Saturday. This is the day nobody talks about. The tomb is sealed with a heavy stone. Roman soldiers stand guard outside. The disciples are scattered, hiding behind locked doors, shaking with fear and grief. Mary Magdalene cannot stop weeping. Peter cannot look anyone in the eye. The men and women who believed Jesus was the Messiah are now wondering if they were wrong about everything. Heaven is silent. Hope looks dead. And this is exactly where many of us live our lives. In the Saturday. In the space between the promise and the fulfillment. In the long, dark silence where God seems absent and faith feels foolish. But Saturday is not the end of the story. Even when you cannot hear God, He is working. Even when the tomb looks sealed, something is happening inside. Even in your darkest Saturday, resurrection is already on its way. Do not give up on Sunday just because you are still in Saturday. Saturday night becomes something extraordinary. In the darkness, a single flame is lit. It is the Easter Vigil. The church gathers in total darkness, holding unlit candles, waiting. And then one small fire pushes back the night. One candle lights another, and another, and another, until the whole room is glowing. This is not just a beautiful ceremony. This is a declaration. Darkness does not win. Light always, always, has the final word. Christ is the light that no darkness has ever been able to extinguish. Not Rome. Not rejection. Not betrayal. Not even death. The fire that was lit on that first Easter Vigil is still burning today, in every heart that says yes to Him. Your darkness is not stronger than His light. And then, Sunday morning arrives. The women come to the tomb early, carrying spices to anoint a dead body. They are already asking each other, who will roll away the stone for us? But when they arrive, the stone is already gone. An angel sits where the body of Jesus used to be, and he speaks the words that split human history in two. He is not here. He is risen. Death is defeated. The grave is empty. Every chain that ever held a human soul is broken. The gates of heaven, closed since Eden, are thrown wide open. This is not a story about a good teacher who died for his beliefs. This is the story of the only man in history who walked into death and walked back out. And because he rose, you can too. So here is where I speak directly to you. Not to a crowd. Not to a church. To you, the person watching this right now. Maybe you have heard this story 100 times and it has never truly landed. Maybe you are carrying something so heavy that resurrection feels like a word for other people, not for you. But I need you to hear this. The same Jesus who walked out of that tomb on Sunday morning, he is not finished. He is not sitting in heaven watching your life fall apart from a distance. He is present. He is real. And he is ready to do in your life exactly what he did in that tomb, bring life to the places where everything looks dead. This Holy Week, do not just watch the story from the outside. Enter it. Bring him your broken places. Bring him your betrayals, the ones you committed and the ones committed against you. Bring him your Saturday silences and your Friday fears. Because the same power that rolled away the stone is strong enough to move whatever is blocking your life right now. He is risen. And because of that, you will never, ever have to be the same again. If this story moved something in you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you are ready to enter Holy Week differently this year, it starts right now. How many of these Holy Week moments did you already know? Be honest, and type "He is risen" in the comment section if you believe. Person with praying hands fire.